All right, so you're probably coming from my course. As a reminder, it's the Riot API Bootcamp course. It's designed to bring you from knowing nothing to building your own app. Since I noticed there was not a lot of content around this and what was available was not very structured, so I built that course to go from zero to building whatever you want. I'll skip the who am I because it's covered in the course, but we are right now talking about module 1. So this is the basics with the project of reading a CSV file, etc. As a reminder, here's the project information with the associated task list. Essentially, we're just reading some data, converting it to a data frame, playing around with it, and seeing if we can make a graph. So I'm going to show you the solution to how I did this. So let's first walk through what we need. We imported pandas, and we imported our matplotlib. Our first task is to load and parse the data. So first we want to load the data and convert it to a data frame. We do this by using Panda's read JSON functionality. And of course we want to know if we're reading the right data, so we use rawdata.head. And indeed, we're getting what we expect to see. It's also worth knowing what data do we have to work with. So if we didn't have Notepad++ and we couldn't scroll through and see all of our data types that we wanted to look at, we can just look at the header. So we do this by saying list raw data. So it looks like we have 40 columns with 40 aspects to look at, ranging from match ID all the way to longest time spent living. Very interesting. I've gone ahead and saved our raw data as a parse data as a general practice because you don't want to be working directly with the raw data in case you accidentally delete something and overwrite your raw data, things like that. So it's always good practice that once you've loaded your data to move it into something else and perform manipulations on that. So the third task is to add a column. So I've chosen to add a score column, which is just simply summing their KDA damage and dividing it by gold earned. This is just literally an arbitrary choice. So I've done this by saying create a new column in our parse data frame called score. And it's just summing our columns of KDA plus total damage and dividing it by gold earned. And to see if we actually have this new column, we print out the head again. And wow, we got score. And there's now 41 columns. Lastly, is to make a graph. I picked looking at gold earned and total damage. So what if we want to see if there's a correlation between these two? From experience, I would expect there to be, but I don't know that. So I've gone ahead and created a scatter plot looking at our X variable as gold earned and our Y variable as total damage. Gone ahead and labeled them. And would you look at that? It looks like there seems to be some sort of linear correlation between the two. So we can use this to get some insights into the data. And so that wraps up the project for module 1, and I'll catch you in the next module.